good.
Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back with Let's Get Stickies, episode 38. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, DK Nice on the show finally. As I say, finally, because this man is a hard guy to get a hold of and schedule because he's busy with his work, his craft on the sticks. But this man is going to be pushing this year. He's going to be pushing for partner and in the MCS.
Sir.
So we're hoping big things come from him. He gets where he's supposed to be. But we're going to let him get into why he started streaming, when he got into like the MCS stuff and all of that. So DK, take it away, brother.
All right. So how I got to streaming was I was looking at iMaverick and Mr. Golden Sport specifically. And I was just enamored by their work ethic, because I knew what it took to get to that level. It was, they had to upload every day. They had to interact with whoever they were, like their fan base. And I was like, wow. And then what they did also was just who they were as a person and as a family man. Both GS and iMaverick, that was something that I wanted. The fact that they were able to touch so many people while still being able to, connect with their family and be such a strong family figure. So I decided that, at the end of high school, when I had gotten cut from the basketball team, I was like, I have to do something. I have to do something productive. And I was playing the video game so much, I was like, all right, it's about that time. But however, though, after I decided to start streaming, it was only my senior year, went to college. And in that, obviously, comes girlfriend or any other, things you could think about when it comes to college, whether it's sports or the actual schoolwork itself. And I just took a step back. I don't know why. To this day, I still don't know why. But it hurt, because I think I went and tried, getting back on, because nobody understood Twitch, what it was 6 years ago. So kind of would just get on whenever, didn't really think about it too much. But when I went to go get back on, views were shaky and I didn't really enjoy it too much. So fast forward to about the middle. Now I'm going to kind of combine stories with the MCS and streaming here. There was one conversation that I had with random person, and I had built a good, Twitter following, both, with my competitiveness and with what I was streaming before. And this person, I had no clue who they were, and I won't say their name, but I was just talking with them. It was 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I had class at 7 a.m. and he approached me and was like, I need help. Didn't know what it was for. And come to find out, he was just going through like personal issues, and I had stopped him from harming himself. I had no clue who he was. Random DM at 3 a.m. in the morning. And that told me that I have an impact on this community, even at that time. Yeah. So it was then that I was like, okay, I have to start getting this ball rolling and start this streaming up again. And with that, we just got to work. So around, I would say about 2018, we got back on it, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of had that same thing. It's kind of crazy how we have a lot in common. Two different people, but so much in common, man. With that, like I had that recently just happen to me. Like a guy came to me and he was like, he's like, I want to type something to you. Like, but I think it'd be better if I could talk to you. And I was like, all right. Like, I didn't know who he was, but I'm like, all right. Like, he's like, it's kind of serious. And like, I'm like, all right. And I've seen him in my chat multiple times. Like, I've seen him around, so I knew he wasn't like a troll. I'm like, all right. So I give him my number. He calls me, and he tells me the same thing. Like, bro, your streams literally saved my life. He's like, the positivity you're bringing, like you've been where I've been, and you just keep being positive, keep pushing, you going forward. And he's like, just being in your channel and your chat, just listening and watching, he's like, it's made a big difference. And I'm just like, you don't know what to do. Like, it's hard to, as a person, to be like, yo, somebody drops that bomb, like, bro, you saved me. Like, stop me from killing myself. I'm like, what? Like, whoa. Like, and you get pulled back from it, but like, you're happy at the same time, but like, your next words, like, you don't know what to say because you don't want to twist anything. You don't want anything to go the wrong way. So I feel like you're really gentle with how you come back at that part. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, I was humbled by it. Like, I even went and like, I posted about it, and I'm like, I just had like the realest thing happen to me, and like now you have a purpose. There's a purpose now. It's not about partner. It's not about the subs. It's not about all the rest of what comes with the goodness if you're lucky to have it. Like yourself, myself, we're lucky to have the communities we have and generosity that some of these people are putting out with the gifted subs and putting us at the high numbers that we've been achieving with them. And you're like, you know what? There's more. There's more to this. There's a bigger picture. And now, like, and that's the greatest part. I think it's really the best part about streaming. It's not even being like seen by everybody. It's just like you're helping people without knowing that you're helping them. And like, and then like with us, we both been going through it with battling numbers to be partnered, and we both are probably about, I think we're the same number with being denied. Sucks. Because we both grind so hard. I mean, like, you grind nonstop. Like, you work a job, you're grinding, you're doing MCS now, you're doing YouTube. Like, you're just as busy as I am. And like, it might even be worse for me because I got 3 kids. so
Yeah, it might be.
So it's one of those things, like, it's just one of those things you don't know how to grasp it. I guess it's like there's so much positivity, but then you got that back door knocking, like, bro, like just stop, like wanting you to quit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't. It's not about the check mark. Like,
Exactly.
that's what I keep doing. I keep shutting the door. I'm like, it's not about the check mark. Get out my ear. And like, it really is tough. I mean, you've been there. Like, so like your experience streaming so far. I mean, how do you get a hold of it? Like, being that you've had all the numbers, you've been there multiple times, you still hold the numbers, and it's still not happening. How do you hold yourself together and keep coming back to it?
I think what people would think normally is like, okay, because some number is normally very visible, or you kind of, as a viewer, if you're there, you kind of know how many subs that person has. It's not even about that for me. It's what keeps me going, other than that check mark in those subs, and not even at all, is like we just touched on, that helping somebody. And that's when I made that connection, because I stopped for a while and I didn't know how to go about it, how I would even approach getting back on, who I even contact, who to talk to, because all the credibility and traction that I had gone away. But when that incident happened, it opened my mind. I was like, this is why you did it. And it's that situation has stuck with me ever since, and why I continue to not even worry about that check mark. And it's more of who I'm touching in that stream at that particular time.
I mean, you definitely got a great community around you. I mean, it's always popping in there. Sometimes you can't even get in there and get a word in. Things cracking. And it's great to see. Like, I love it. Like, I hate seeing like people struggle. I hate seeing people having to fight the numbers, because like a lot of people, I guess the way you look at it, a lot of people don't understand. They think they can push the live button and it's go time. They're gonna be this or that, and then they don't understand, like, oh, I got affiliate. Okay, so what? You know how easy that is? I can start a channel up right now and get affiliate. I'll be affiliate by the end of the week. Nothing against nobody. I'm not shading on anybody being affiliated, but talk to me when you get the partner numbers and you're working your ass off to be there, and it's just not happening. And then tell me how your mentality is. Like tell me if you could keep coming back pushing the live button, if you're happy pushing the live button when you have everything done. Me and this man have everything done. We've been sitting on it, probably almost 2 years now. I've been sitting on it for 2 years. Almost.
That's you. Yeah, you've been doing better than I have in that department.
Well, I got hot. I was hot, like, you know what I mean? When I first came in, I was hot off the gate because that's how we met. Is that because you came in and you were like, you didn't know who the fuck I was, and I'm sitting here rolling with like big numbers, and like and then we met. I think we met again. It was in like D Grizzle's chat, and then we started clicking through that, and it was just on. We've just been friends since then, and it just sucks. It sucks even as a fellow Madden guy and Madden community member, but it also sucks because you're one of my friends. You know what I mean? It's like this dude is grinding, like, and that's the thing that I really feel is it sucks on Twitch, the discoverability. Somebody that's putting in the work, and then you'll have somebody that's not really putting in the work, and they'll fly past you because somehow they got some kind of like, it's like a glitch in the game.
Yeah,
like they'll come out of nowhere. Like, and they're not even doing nothing different than what you do. You know what I mean? Like they're just pushing a live button, playing a game. They don't put nothing up on. And like when you get to that spot, like it's just like, how do you, like, I don't know how, like when I look at it, I don't even know how I push the live button sometimes. Because like as much as we say it's not about that, it's something that we want. It's a goal of ours, been a goal of ours. And like, and I think a lot of people just don't get it. You know what I mean? But the way you're pushing now, man, like it's gotta come. It's gotta come, man. Like I just feel it's due time.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I'm glad that the days I have work to kind of like have the days go by a little bit quicker, but
yeah.
Man, for so long, and even still now, it hinders me from doing a lot of things. And that was probably, I would say, not so much like it was when I was getting denied, even probably more so than now. I felt like I was being held back because I just want the check mark. I wanted like kind of have to ease up a little bit so I could tend to some other things. Like I could go to YouTube or I could do this or do that. But in that, I guess I realized that maybe that is what I need to be doing regardless. Since everybody, that's got to be my one up now. My one up was, grinding. All right, that didn't work. You got to pivot now. So
yeah, I mean, there's definitely nothing. The way I'm looking at it now, I kind of got a lot more positive with it, and I don't look at it as anything. It's not hindering you. We just got to adjust and adapt and make something else happen somewhere. We got to, and I think with what you got going on with your ebooks now, you got the YouTube, like you said, you're getting more involved with what is going to bring, I think it's going to bring in the extra help that you need to have it done and finally accomplish it this season. And me, I got a long ways to go. I got a lot of work to do because I blew it. So I look at it as I blew it, and it says I got to work now. So like that's why we got the show going. We got new shows coming in. We have YouTube rocking. I mean, it may not be the best content, but it's content. I mean, I look at it as consistency is the key to me, and something to grab a hold. People like watching the highlighted gameplay, so that goes up every week. That's one of my things I do every week. I grab clips that were caught during the week, and I put them up. Because I ain't got the money like these guys. Like some of these guys out here ripping. Nothing against you, Raw, but some of these guys out here ripping thousands of dollars of packs. This guy ain't got that. Like, I mean, I can like that. That's where it's at. Like these kids, like you want to make partner, bro. Just keep ripping packs, bro, and it's over. Because I witnessed it the other day. I was in ScoMo's chat, and he had like something like 1,400 people watching, right? Just ripping bundles. He's just ripping bundles. That motherfucker stopped ripping bundles. They said, I was like, yo, that shit went down to 500 people instantly. I was like, what the fuck just happened? He's like, I stopped ripping packs. I was like, is that serious? And I was like, and then I looked over and I was watching as Gut Fox had come on, and his numbers weren't that high at that time because ScoMo was ripping. Soon as he stopped ripping and Fox started ripping, his numbers shot straight through the roof. I'm like, I was like, these unloyal motherfuckers. I was like, they just like, is it really about the packs? I was like, this is fucking nutty, man.
Gotta play that game, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, so going into the MCS this year, what's the goal, man? What is the goal for the MCS this year?
Look, man, I'm gonna be brutally honest. And maybe it's just because of I know the amount of work that has to be put in.
Mm-hmm.
Just make a live. Just make one live event. Wait, just one.
I mean, that's
been playing this too long to not make a live event.
Right. Have you ever made one?
No, I came close. In 2017, that same year, it was right around that same time that incident occurred. Yeah. I was grinding for clubs. It was the first year of clubs. Gotcha. And I was playing. And as soon as I was number 4, as soon as I knew it, this FMB guy went ahead of me, and then I saw a joke behind me. I was like, it was over. I already knew.
It ain't never over. I mean, it ain't never open. I mean, I feel at that time, Joke didn't have the head on him. He was one of those guys. He was a hit or miss type of guy. You know what I mean? Like,
see, the thing was, so they brought out the standings, like, you know, a couple weeks prior, and like they were doing it pretty frequently. The week before, his name was nowhere near that top 20 or whatever they gave us.
Yeah.
That next week, he was right behind me. I was like, what? How? He's a demon. I didn't know what to do.
Like, I don't ever take nothing away from his gameplay, but I feel as though until this year, I felt like you didn't know what joke you were getting when he played. That's just my take. I mean, I watched the MCS a lot. Like, I mean, you already know I'm over here. When that shit's on, that's all we do. We don't even play the game. We just watch the MCS. And I think that's why most of the guys were willing to work with me, because I'm sitting here watching them like nonstop. I mean, I got the ball. Like, I got a ball that nobody got. Look, I'll show you something. Ain't nobody got. You about to see something.
No,
I'm jealous. Something.
I am jealous.
I'm about to show you something. You see that?
Here's that 18-2.
Look who's up in the corner there.
I know. I hate you.
Look at this. Look. Hold on. I'm gonna roll it. Look.
Our friendship is in question right now.
Ain't nobody got that one.
Man, those two boys, man. Oh my God. Well, not the other one wasn't a boy, but man.
I know. That's what I said. Like, I mean, like, I talked the truth. I wasn't like, well, I can't say I was tight with him, because I was never tight. But he was talking to me, because I talked to him on the internet, on Twitter. I had talked to him, and it was kind of starting to be like a little thing, and then it went to like it. Then the thing happened, and like I was lucky. I was like, I had that, and like I had people trying to buy it off me and everything. Like,
oh wow!
People out of the Madden community want it. You'll never see that autograph again. And that, I mean, that's one of those things. Is like I might not be tight, like in it with like that group, but like being part of this community, he's part of it. So it's like you lose somebody, even though you're not like super tight best friends. It's still a loss, and it sucks, because you knew what the kid brought to the table, and you knew how bright his future was, and how I guarantee we probably would have seen some different belt winners. He's still been alive.
Bro,
he said, "I'll give you 10K for the ball. Don't tempt me. I might give you the ball." 10K could do a lot for me right now. No kidding, bro. That. Like, I'm talking like it could really, really help right now.
Oh no, that ball, man. honestly, those boys are special to me, and honestly, true boy to this day, of course. But I didn't get to, have too many conversations with those guys, but I got to meet True in person, and I'm about to tear up just thinking about like just the conversations that I was able to have.
Yeah, man, I feel it. Trust me. I was like when that happened and that whole situation went down, they even came across that it might have been him. Like I just dropped my head, bro. I'm like, bro, we really lost like people in our community, like over a football game, over a video game. And I'm just like, and then when it all came out, I'm like, bro, nah, man. I was like, that was it. I shut the stream off. I was like, I'm done. Like
I cried for an entire day.
yeah, like
Because it's like I was supposed to be there too. Like that's what even shook me up even more.
I remember that. I remember that because you were pissed that you weren't down there because you were bitching about it in the morning on Twitter.
Yup.
I forget what came up and you couldn't go, and I was like, bro, chill. Because I think I was even on that post. I was like, chill. I was like, there's more, bro. That ain't the last one in the world. Like, relax. I mean, it sucks to say, but luckily you weren't there because who knows what would have happened. You know what I mean? Like,
because so many other people like got hit, got lucky too. Like,
I mean that's just mind blowing. But like getting off of that, I mean, so now the goal is to get one live event.
Get one live.
Get one live event. And now is there a specific one you're trying to aim for?
Yes, of course, clubs. Of course, it has to be clubs. Has to be. That also being the easiest too. So to be fair, but I mean, I've always just
that's the biggest field, isn't it? Clubs.
Yeah. But it's easier though, because it's sectioned off.
Yeah.
You don't have to beat everybody at once. You're just beating those few people.
That's where they run. They go that goes up, down, back, forth like that. Like you get B, like A plays C, B plays.
Yeah, all types of crazy stuff. Yeah. So I mean, I made it. I almost got there once. Shout out to Chaos for ruining that opportunity.
And then I think he lost that year too, though.
On some crazy stuff, he was up 42-0.
Because I think the meme came out that year, didn't it?
Yup.
When he screamed, he's like, "Oh my God, why is this game so bad?"
It was that same year he was going. No, it was the year after. No, it was that same year.
It had to have been that year because he hasn't been back since then.
I don't think he's ever coming back. YouTube is too good to that man.
Yeah, I haven't seen him over here popping. Like, I mean, I see him every once in a while on Twitch, but I don't see him like he used to be.
I mean, shout out to him. He's giving me some good advice, and which is why he hasn't been. He, I guess, decided that again, YouTube was probably his calling.
Yeah.
And the amount of time you got to dedicate to Twitch is just a lot.
There's definitely a lot to it. Like that's why I'm surprised. Like some of these guys, I imagine we might start seeing some of these guys fade out that are streaming right now. When the 20, I guess that's the 28th it kicks in, right? Or is it the day after? The leaderboards start.
They start today.
Do they start today?
Yeah.
Why are they allowing registration go to the 28th then?
They've always done it that way. Just like the week before. I don't know why. That's silly to me, but hey, that's how they've done it. So,
love you. Hi, DK.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? I'm talking about. All right, peace out, homie. What's going on, fourth quarter? Yeah, we have, like I said, man, it's wild what goes into it. Like getting to talk to everybody and getting a different perspective of how everybody's preparing for this stuff. It's wild because each person is different. Like you got people that are like, "Oh, bro, I'm up 24 hours straight rocking." I'm like, "Bro, what is wrong with you? Like, get out!" like you don't need 24 hours, bro. Like it's a game. I get it, but you burning yourself out in the long run. Like, and
some of these guys, man, it's their their job though.
I get that, but I mean, like, how does your mind think right? And like, I mean, because I mean, you've been there, I've been there. Like, you get in weekend league. I don't know if these guys are ready for weekend league shenanigans and BS that comes with it. It's frustrating. You be over here ready to throw controllers, break them. I mean, we've watched you break them. They've watched me break them. They watched G Grizzle punch the camera and throw controllers. We watched MC Jimmy, MXC Jimmy, whatever his name is, throw it through the wall. Like I don't know if the MCS guys that are strictly they're usually in like regs. They're in what's the other stuff? They're into the draft champions, salary cap. This is weekend league. This is another monster. Like, I get you guys are good and you're monsters, but are you ready for the BS that comes in weekend league?
Because you only got 25 games. You can't mess up one of them. That's the. I don't know. I don't know if they know if they're. I don't know if they're ready. Honestly, because
that's different. This is different. Like, they've never had weekend league part of it. So, like, I mean, I think it's just gonna be hell. Like, I'm actually interested in getting in and playing and see how crazy it is with all these MCS guys being on here. And I'm just like, yep.
I'm gonna give it about 2 weeks. I'm gonna give it one more weekend, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm back on salary cap," because they're not gonna like it. Trust me.
Yeah, Trust me. It's gonna be wild, man. And what I really don't like is that they put that in there because now they didn't really your money that you're making that they're making in the MCS now isn't really that much. Because these dudes got to pay for cards. They got to pay for bundles to get coins. And if they go out and buy coins, they're going to get in trouble. So now it's like they're putting all this money out to hopefully hit a card in a bundle and get some coins. And that's more money out their pocket. So they pay to play the whole season. And then they're not guaranteed any money. You're not guaranteed any money until you hit the top like 4 or 5 maybe. And if you're 5th, will you bring it home 5K? You know what I mean? If it's that, and I'm like EA is a $1 billion company.
That's what we do.
$1 billion company, bro. Like, what was it? 2 years ago, you had the kid win $3 million or something like that off of Fortnite. 15 years old. Like, come on, EA. Pay these people putting in the work, man. They out here promoting, they're putting in the work. They're putting in hours of promoting for free for you. Like, pay them. Give them a chance to live off the game. I'll say it. I know you ain't gonna say it. Because who knows? They might want to ban somebody. You know what I mean?
Look, if they did that, that would be wild. But I'm sure, no constructive criticism when, and if, crucify me and take me out if you must. But I'm sure they know. But my thing is, maybe a lot of the people that maybe advocate for it, that we have in contact, they probably just don't even have a say. As much as we don't have a say, they probably don't have a say at all.
100%. So I mean, that's kind of. I mean, that's what I look at, like with the game too. I mean, when you're looking at the game, where the game's at, we all know the game's in a bad state right now. Like, gameplay feels good, but with all the bugs and everything going on with the game, it's like, there's people that want different things inside the game, but the higher ups are pushing for something else. They're like, well, we don't care. We're gonna do this. Instead of putting out that thing, now they got the community all over them. And we've seen what some of these guys that are actually going against this. Some of these guys, I don't know how much you get into this, but I get into a lot of this. There's guys on the front lines right now fighting for this game to be better. These are the same guys that were on the lines when Battlefront 2 came out for Star Wars, when they might with the microtransactioning and stuff, and they shut it down. That's how like they got in there and they shut it down. It was crazy, and they switched that whole thing. And that game is so much better now. It's crazy what they did. Like I was saying, like they today I heard, like, I was watching. I don't know if you were watching Good Morning America, Not Good Morning America, but Good Morning Madden. But I'm watching it, and I heard Kralo say something. He said, "It's broke. It's still gonna be broke, but not as broke as it was." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" Like, you just gave us a 4 gig patch, and you telling us it's gonna be broke still, but not as bad as it was. I'm like, what do you like? Like, as content creators, like yourself, myself, Fourth Quarter, Bussy, all the guys raw and chat with this game. Like, what do you do with that? Like, how do we continue to put out good content? How do we continue to keep promoting the game when I'm not gonna lie? Like, if somebody asked me how the game is, like, look, the gameplay is really good, but the game got a mad shit ton of bugs in it. I said, so honestly, if they can clear the bugs, you may have a really good fucking Madden. You may have one of the best Maddens, as long as they don't tweak stuff and start getting froggy. And that's what happens. They start playing with patches. Like all I want them to do is legit listen. Like, now you see them bringing out the guys that are developing the game, like the top dogs. They're bringing them out into the community. We've never seen that before. Why? Because you got hashtags. You got hashtags out there trending. Is that the reason why we're seeing this? I mean, that's the questions that's running through my mind.
I'm not too sure, but what I do know is that they have an idea, but can they execute is the question. Will they decide to pull that trigger like Star Wars did?
Like, honestly, to me, it's like, I don't think they can execute. I haven't seen them execute in a while. You know what I mean? Like, I know COVID's in the way. I know COVID's in the way. I buy the game regardless every year because it's my favorite game to play. And it gets to the point like where I hate when you get guys, and like I said, I don't blame a lot of the developers, because some of the developers are trying to put things into the game, and you got the guys that wear the suits that run the show. They're like, no, we ain't doing this, because they want the money. And that's why I said I don't blame no, like, people jump on Kralo all the time. People are jumping on Clint all the time. Like, sometimes it's not these, like, Kralo ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, he's a community guy. He's just putting out the news. Like, they tell him what to put out, he's putting it out, and he's got to take the brunt of whatever comes back. And it sucks for him because he's a good dude from every conversation I had with him. And it's like, you can see the difference, like, this year when we're in it watching, like, Kralo. He didn't come with the same energy. Clint comes on, there's no energy. All these guys look like they hate their job right now. Like, even when they brought the big developer on, my man was quiet. Like, you're the lead dude, bro. Put some bass in your voice, get loud, be pumped about your game. Like, the only reason why I feel is you might not be pumped about the game because you know the game fucking sucks right now. Like, it shouldn't have been released.
But see, it's like
they wanted to get that. They had to get that little bit of money. You know what I mean? They wanted that first. And the thing is what blows my mind with it all is that the game is like the best selling Madden that ever came out. I believe that's where it's at right now, but its ratings are the worst.
It makes sense why though, just because of also not even its own bugs that that the game actually presented, but even just the outside pushback from everybody else. That's the biggest I've ever seen in any year. As bad as what we make the other games seem, not once have I seen something like this so much. Now maybe it's due to COVID and everybody being home and around, and like, hey, that Twitter hashtag is trending. Let me get on that and say something about it because it's trending. So that didn't help their case at all.
Yeah, and, I mean,
but for good reason though, because to be fair, they haven't shown franchise a lot of love.
Yeah, I mean, they had, and that's the thing is, like, a lot of people, you see a lot of people jumping on it, like with that one with the fixed franchise, and then you have the one EA, NFL drop EA.
Yeah,
Like those got seen. Like they got out there. Like they start trending. That means they're being seen. And like my thing is, it's like a lot of people will still say the game's really good, and I'm like I don't really get into it. It's really good. Like, is the gameplay good? I feel the gameplay is really good. And I think it's something you have to learn because it's tougher. Defense is tougher. You're not covering 3 routes with one dude, so it's a different adjustment. You got to learn how to adjust to it, and I think that's what gets people mad is they can't adjust to it, and they're like, "Oh, well, this sucks because I can't do it." You know what I mean? Because you don't want to put the time into the game and figure out how adjusting your zones to 25, like your hooks and stuff to 25 yards, or your flats to 5 yards, or figuring out where you want to let these guys zone up at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, play with the shit, learn the game. Like, you want X factors so you can go play and feel like you're a champion. And you take the X factor away, what are you? You're sitting at 0-16. Like,
oh my goodness, you hit it right on the head, and
it,
that's just something from every year, not just this year. Like I don't understand people's complaints. If you don't like something or something that you're doing wrong, do something about it. People just want things handed to them. I feel like in terms of gaming in general, like, oh my god, this is bad because, and I'll look at somebody's clip from Twitter or whatever. I'm like, do you know what you did wrong? Like,
yo, did you see the one? Stop you right there because you said the clip. Did you see the clip that was going by and the guy was like, "Oh, this is bad. How did I not catch the ball?" And it was just a beautiful break by the DB, and he just took the ball from the guy, took it right out the receiver's hand, like came flying through and just took it for 6. And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, this is horrible. I should have caught that." I'm like, I watched that. I was like, "Bro, are you serious?" I said it right to him. Are you serious? I said that was a clean read. He came straight through your hands and took the ball. I was like, how is that a bad play? I said, you need to learn how to read better. You're throwing it right where he has the break on the ball. You can see him breaking. He was breaking before he right as the guy broke the route. The guy knew where it was going. Went right into it. I'm like, bro, you gotta learn to read. Don't throw the ball late. I was like, that was your mistake. I said, you're gonna try to sit here and blame EA. I'm like, that's not like you don't even know the game then. If you're gonna try to blame EA, that's a pure football move. That's a pure football play. Like he read your offense. He knew where you were going, and he broke on the ball. He used it. It said user pick. It didn't say computer pick. It said user pick. That means he made the play. And it's just like it blows my mind that some of these guys that are out here just complaining and complaining. I'm like, bro, even if they fix the game, they fix what you want, you're gonna find something the next week to bitch about. It's like no wonder like EA don't talk to you guys, don't want nothing to do with some of you guys. Like and I'm not saying I haven't got mad and I'm like this fucking shit sucks. Well, yeah, I'm competitive. Like I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. Like I'm one of those people who's like, I'm okay with losing, but I don't want to lose to the game. You know what I mean? Like I will lose to you busting my ass, but I don't want to lose to the game beating me. You know what I mean? If the game beats me, then I got a problem. That's when I start getting mad. And that's the thing is like you have and I think it's like it's the people that don't really play the game that are out there complaining a lot. And I get afraid when people like that start complaining because then that's when they come out with one of these wonky ass patches and the game just goes in this whole 360 mode. Like it was kind of like 19 when 19 came out when it first came out, when it was in beta and then it first came out, that game was good.
Oh my
and it was like the next 2 patches because people were complaining, it just went and never came back up.
It's crazy how somehow a patch breaks something else, like something that didn't need to be touched, done to, or anything somehow gets broken. I don't get it. But what I will say though, as of recently, in terms of their patches,
Yeah.
now it sucks that they have to patch the game at all, but they have been, I would say, pretty. I don't know if you've analyzed, even last year's patches. I feel like they didn't touch too much of what we had and
Yeah.
just fix this, the set of issues that we wanted.
Oh,
Now the thing is, can they get the right ones, get the right issues that we're trying to adjust to?
Yeah, 100%. Like I feel that like I felt like when we came into the gameplay, that's what we were asking for. Last year, we were like, yo, we want this game, we want this to be the gameplay, and now the gameplay is that. But now we have all these other bugs floating around. Like, bro, like like the runoff on the clock was ridiculous. 19 seconds. I'm like, bro, like, and then the field turned white on me. Did you get that one?
No, I haven't got that
Bro,
yet.
that one's wild. It turns all white. Like it goes completely white, and all you can do is see the names of your guys. And then you got to make a read through the whiteness.
You kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. It was pretty wild. I mean, I've had the runoff, I've had the white one, I had the soccer field.
See what is all green, right?
Yeah, I had that one, and then I had the one where the guy came off the sideline and made a tackle.
Oh, was that your clip?
No, that wasn't my clip. That one was way better than mine. Right? Yeah, that one was way better. Boy was like, "You ain't got no touchdown." What?
Oh,
sit down from the sideline, bro. He was like, "Boom!" I was like, "What?" But I had that one happen. Like he comes off the sideline. Mine wasn't as good as that. My guy just came from the side and was like, "Bow." I'm like, "Bro, what is going on?" And then it's like, because I like to play squads with a couple buddies inside the Madden community too, and we go and get our games in, get our wins, and get out. And we went to play, and they got this quarterback glitch going on where you like I'll go to be the quarterback, and when I snap it, it'll flip to the other player, so I can't do nothing now. Now I get locked up, and the other guy turns into the quarterback. So you're playing threes. Now you only got you got one guy dead in the water, and these two are playing 2 versus 3. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That was the glitch? Oh no,
Yeah.
yep. I'm logging off.
We figured it out though. We figured it out. We went into single back and stayed in single back. That way I could keep throwing the ball. And we only had single back that we can run out of. Like that's all our playbook was single back. And we ended up making it to I think the divisional round in the playoffs like that.
See, like I don't know how something like that even happens. How does that as much as people say it's copy and paste,
yeah.
What are they messing up then? In this copy and paste format, how do you mess up a squad's quarterback?
My thing is I got the COVID stuff, and like I understand it, so I'm not gonna I don't really want to bash nobody on it because we don't know the situation of all of it and how difficult it is. But my thing is like if it's that buggy, why release it? Like if it's not ready to be released, don't put it out. Like don't because you hurt yourself. And now you got all this stuff going on. You got all these hashtags popping out. You think somebody in the NFL ain't seeing this? Like you know what I mean? Yeah. And you're getting boys that got millions of subs on YouTube putting out content on it. You know people see it if they got million subs. You know what I mean? Like they got 100,000, 500,000 people viewing it. And my thing is, it's like, yeah, we wanted Madden, but do we want Madden the way it is? No. You know what I mean? Like, some of us put out $100 for that game every year and get the MVP edition. Get it early. And then you get it early and you can't play some modes because they're locked out of them or stuff's gated. And like, I mean, we should have had Weekend League last week probably, and we didn't have Weekend League. We didn't have solo battles. I mean, you want guys that are out here, no money spent. That's where they make their money at in solo battles. They make their coins, they get their cards, and they run out of solos. Like some of these guys that do that stuff grind solos and they grind them quickly. And it's one of those things. It's like how do you adjust from here? Where the state of the game is and make it better.
they have to act fast. Like there's no patch, no band-aid that they can do, no giveaway. They have to do it as fast as possible, literally yesterday. But I think the reason I think the reason why they decided to go ahead and release the game when they did was because you have 2K that's right behind them, their biggest competitor. If 2K released their game before them, you know how much of a backlash that they would get, or maybe how many people are they going to even retain?
Yeah, I mean, and like my thoughts on it is like, does the NFL see it enough to do something with the contract that they just signed and for the game? What it was, I think it was a 5-year deal or 6-year deal. Do they see enough going on with the the trending tweet? EA NFL drop EA. Do they see enough going on with that to where they're like, hold up, let's think about this contract and like, well, let's do this and let's put 2K in the mix now and give both of them the shot and
I
see
think something happened though. I think something did happen.
because
If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I haven't really seen it, but that's my thought. Is like, does the NFL give 2K the ability to put out a simulation game? Because right now they can't do a simulation game. It's more like, and I think that's why the Yard came out, is because I think
so they could compete with that.
Yeah, because 2K was going to be 2K's. From what I understand, 2K is allowed to put out all the legends and all that other. They have the rights to all that. I think it's just like they can't. They have the rights to players, but they can't put out the simulation part of it. So my thing is are they into a deep enough spot right now where the NFL is like, hey, we're gonna let you guys battle this out, and do we see a better game that way? You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe what they produce, because the backlash they get isn't the greatest either.
yeah,
They may not be trending for it, but
I mean, with 2K right now, I know I've seen it left and right that the game's not good right now.
yeah. So
I mean, I haven't played it because everybody's yelling about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not wasting my money right now.
so that's what makes me wonder is like if EA couldn't do it with NBA Live, what makes everybody think that a whole nother company who hasn't been able to touch the game for over a decade or I guess
I mean, not saying that they're gonna come out and it would be like a knock out the water, like they would knock it right out the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, if they have that behind them and have to make, and both places are making a simulation game, does that make EA start doing the things that we've been asking for and working their game more and changing things up for it to be better? Like, I know sometimes competition makes things turn a little bit differently, and they haven't had competition in a long time. I mean,
right.
it's kind of like NBA Live, when NBA Live was the only basketball game. That game was awesome. 2K came in out of nowhere, started making basketball, and destroyed Live. Like, and I mean, I was a Live person for the longest time, and then I'm just like, bro, look, I'm like, these dudes is getting in here with real faces. In here, they got armpit hair. They got all these different designs on their fucking head. They got all these tattoos coming in, and they really took their, and back then I think it was like my player was like the big thing. Like everybody wanted to create a player. Like it wasn't like it is now with like comp and everything that's going on in 2K. In 2K, like they got the comp game locked down. Like their shit is ridiculous. They got their own team. They got the NBA like super involved.
Which makes me wonder though, what made the NFL go ahead and sign that contract? Because if they saw, I'm sure they saw.
I mean, there's money. I mean, money speaks volumes. I mean, EA is a $1 billion company. I mean, if the NFL can get some more revenue into their pockets, I mean, why not? You know what I mean?
I guess. Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing is like when do you realize like, look, dude, this game is not where this game should be at this time point moment, or is it like, we really don't care? I don't want to put care. They don't care, because I know game developers, a lot of those guys care what they do. I mean, there might be some that are about the money, but a lot of the guys they try to put all their effort into it. But it's one of those things. Is like, are we done with this gen, and are we gonna put it all into the next gen that's coming in November? I mean, we kind of seen it. We kind of seen this before, like with when they switched to the PS4 and the PS3. The game was kind of like real like rocky at first, and then when it switched to the next gen, it had all these fixes and it played good. So I'm not sure if we're in that state right now with it, but
yeah, I mean, but it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
and it's okay. I feel like, because it's like, all right, everybody's still trying to catch up with technology and try to understand the ins and outs of things. But by now, I feel like, and that was, I feel like, the first major console, Switch,
where it got like the graphics changed and everything.
They had a whole they had an example, and they just.
And I think a lot of the question is too is like, where people look at it is like, what did they do with the 2 months where they cut content last year? Well, with Madden 19.
I can't even defend that as somebody that's supposed to be,
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's where you get a lot of people mad. I think that's why a lot of people are mad, like especially the content creators themselves, like us guys that are half decently sized, and like myself, this is my job. So yeah, like 2 months of not having Madden, I'm over here like, yo, what the fuck do I do? Like, what like I'm not big enough to go jump games. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not ScoMo, I'm not Captain, them guys where they can whoop, and we still got 100 people follow us. You know what I mean? Like, I go hop, I'm like, I'm like, and I look over and these guys are still like rocking the game and doing stuff. That's why I was like, like at the end I was like, I'm making a CFM. We're getting some type of content out of this. So I made a CFM, and that's what we did. Like, we rocked CFM to make content. And did it work? It did, because nobody was playing the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh wow, we got Madden, like they were watching it, and I started hitting that stride, and I was just like, "Damn, I'm hitting a stride going into 21." I was like, "This might be good."
All right, this makes no sense.
I was like, I might have made the right call, like, because I was playing COD hard, and I'm just like, man, I'm like, I got 6 people in here, and it was like my guys, like, this has been the guys been riding with me for almost the 3 years I've been streaming. So I'm just like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I was like, I'm sorry guys, but I gotta go back. I'm like, I gotta go back and do this and figure this out. And it was a smart move, because like I said, we're sitting at like 300 some subs, and I was just like, I ain't even partnered, bro. I was like, and this, like, I look at it, I'm like, man, because I almost left the community completely. Like, I was almost like done with it, and I was like, I was gonna go do like GTA role play, because that shit don't fade away, like, and it just stays there. And I got a buddy that's partnered, and he's in the big server, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, look, I was like, I'm ready to. I think I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to jump in this and give it a whirl and see what happens. Because I had my guy planned out and everything. I was bringing Rod Tidwell back from Jerry Maguire, bro. I was coming back, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I had it all planned. I had the character built and everything. And then I made the switch. I came back with the CFM, and we were getting games in, and I was commentating some of them and doing that stuff with it. And like, people started watching. I was like, and I started watching, like, things just started popping again. I was like, oh no, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. I'm meant to be here. And then, like I said, like, the show kicked off, and I was like, oh no, here we go. And I was like, I mean, but like I said, like I'm not up there. I don't get high viewers. I'm like my viewers isn't high, but I mean, there's so much going on in the community, and I think it might, like I said, I think it might fade a little bit once everybody starts getting into comp because they don't want people seeing their games. They're not gonna want to see their gameplay, so they're gonna stop streaming. Like you're gonna see less. You're gonna see less Decroft. You're gonna like I don't know if Problem's gonna compete. I don't know what his goal is this year, but I mean the guys that are gonna compete, I don't think you see too much of them.
I don't know. We'll see. Like this is, I've seen
It's a different year,
more
man.
now than ever.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But maybe they just go right back crawling to their cave and not showing anybody anything. Who knows?
Man, I mean, it'll be kind of weird if they are streaming though, like everybody's seeing what they're doing, and then they're going in. I mean, the MCS could get fucking wild, man. Like people knowing what you're running. I mean, most people get it. They figure you out throughout the year what you're running, anyways, because they see you play and they're. I mean, it's not a live event. It's no like being at a live event this year. I mean, you're gonna probably be at home unless they lift the COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really sees you. I mean, it could be wild, bro. You can see somebody come out of nowhere and just pop.
Maybe, but also I noticed that that's why some of these guys are who they are. When Henry made that very clear because he was streaming a lot right before the classic.
Uh-huh.
Went to the classic and kicked everybody's behind. I was like, So if you are that good, it really might not even matter. So I mean, we'll see. We will see because COVID did a lot of things to some of these guys that I'm sure made them want to make this switch even at all. Because Joke wasn't. He was real adamant about never streaming. And lo and behold, this man's streaming.
There's so much money in it though for those guys. You know what I mean? Like he's a belt holder. He's instantly on and got 300 people in the chat. Like I'm on here too. Like if I got it like that, I'm not. Yeah, I'm pushing. Whoop, we're going live right now on the PS4 without a camera.
Look, man, I directly asked that same question to Skimbo the night he won his belt because that was the only time I was able to like get super close contact and ask him anything. But he was like, bruh, I make more money doing this by not showing anybody anything than just throwing an ebook out there or streaming myself. I was like, after his last belt, that was like the last of the three. I was like, all right, you got it. That makes a little bit of sense. That makes a little bit of sense. But for you, though, some of these guys, like even the J Walls, the D Crofts, the guys that haven't won the belt or anything super crazy, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
100%. I mean, just getting as soon as people see you hit one of those live events, it's a different ball game for you. It switches your whole criteria. It switches like your whole community. It gives you like the eyes get so big on you at that time. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like, bro, like this is what it is, man. Like Ninja paved the way for comp players to be able to play and stream and make some money. Like, and that's like people hate it. A lot of people you'll see, they'll talk about it, be like, oh, I hate that these comp guys are in here streaming now. It's taken away from us. But I mean, to a sense, it kind of does suck, but it doesn't suck because they don't make enough money when they're winning to live off of it. Because you know what I mean? Like, depending where you win it, the taxes are stupid. Like if you go out to California and you went out there, how much do they take? You're paying California taxes. You're not paying where you live. You gotta pay where you win. And I think that's what a lot of guys don't understand when in the MC, like the guys that watch it, they're like, oh, well, I'm like, bro, do you realize they don't like they go and win unless they win the one that pays them 100,000, whatever that one is. I can't remember. I think is that the club champ? That's the club's championship. So that one pays them $100,000. That's the real one because I don't even think the Madden Bowl pays you that much. That's what 70K, 25,000, and that's the biggest. Yeah, the
Yeah,
biggest one. What is that? Like 70,
75.
60?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
see, that's not, and that's the thing. That's the biggest one. How does that not pay more than a club? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I know.
and that's what I'm saying. And technically, most likely, if Kova's not here, which Joke was lucky, he was at home when he won, so he gets his home taxes. But if this is a live event and you're not home, hello, bling bling, California, let me get my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his 75 or whatever he just won ain't gonna be as healthy. I mean, it's still gonna be chunky, but it ain't gonna be as healthy as it was.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
and that's the thing is, unless you win like first place, I feel is it's kind of hard for you to live off of what you make.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of find it unfair for you guys. You know what I mean? Like you guys put so much time and effort into the game, and it's just one of those things that drives me crazy. But I mean, now getting it, like let's get away from the game a little bit. But now going back into you, what is next for you with streaming? Like, what is the next thing's coming? You got anything big planned for like your stream and stuff like that? I know you've been banging your head off the wall a little bit lately, trying to come up with some new stuff and wanting to do a little bit of different ways. Like, see, I might not be
Yeah,
chatting, but I'm lurking.
exactly. So, I do got some things, little things like the CFM, get things going, people like a community of people. That's what I like like I'm sure you noticed
Yeah,
when I started the CFM, and it was the last 2 weeks too. I was scrambling to get it done. But that community of people that you build is through just that alone is crazy.
yeah,
So
and definitely become a lot. Like even if those guys are in your stream, you tend to become more tighter with those guys that are in your
Mhm.
stream a little bit more than what they were when they were just there viewing and whatever else. But
Yeah.
but definitely the CFM thing is cool. It's actually amazing to me how many people actually want to play it because you don't all we see is MUT, and
Hmm.
our main priority is usually MUT. How quick can we build a team? How good can we build a team? You know what I mean? And it blew my mind like how many people were asking. They're like, bro, like you should make a CFM. We should get into a CFM. And I'm like, man, because I was dragging my feet because I joined the CFM and then they had brought me into the admin and like the guy that was running it, he ends up just throwing the whole league to me. He's like, I'm done. I quit. That's it. I was like, all right.
Okay.
And I didn't even want it. I was like, bro, I don't know if I have time for this. There's a lot of time. Like this one was structured. Like this thing was ridiculously like put together. Like it was cool because they were running through daddy leagues and everything.
Oh
And
wow.
like there was trophies when you won and all this crazy shit. Like, and
Gee.
I'm like, man, I don't really want this. Like I really don't. And I mean, I took over it and there and like people were, what makes you the guy? I'm like, bro, I didn't want to be the guy. I was like, he gave me it. Like he gave me everything. Like, so I took it on and I started running it, and then like I had all this stuff going on like before I got into therapy and everything. Had that going on, and I was just like, look, it's time for me to step away from this. Like I like so I gave it to the other guy that I had brought back because he was there too, but he ended up leaving the league. I brought him back. I'm like, look, here's what you want. I gotta step away from it. So I did that. So I was out of it, and then like, bro, you know what? I was like, I took that break. It was a lot easier coming back. My head wasn't so messed up, and we got back into it. And then now we have an Xbox league and a PS4 league running.
Sheesh.
So, but I know you do the things with the tournaments too. Or that you got any more of those coming forward?
Yes, yes. Look to do one for myself every month. But I'm in the works. Won't say anything just yet because I don't know with
Hey,
who. But
I mean, it's live, bro.
but definitely got some things in the works with other like the bigger tournament, guys
Yeah,
like Players Lounge and CMG and all that. So got some things in
nice.
the works there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to what's going to be coming from me, man. I'm like I said, I hope everything goes in the right direction it's meant to go for you. I mean, you put the work in, got the personality. You try to stay as positive as possible. You're always smiling. I mean, even when you don't want to smile, you smile. Look at that emo. Y'all see the emo? Wow, that's a meme coming. But no, I mean, like I said, man. I mean, you put in the time, you put the work in, and it's nothing but props to you and
Appreciate
just blessings that you have it, man. I hope it happens this year, and I hope I get to follow up and and hit the check mark the same
I
way.
don't know
But
about follow up. You might surpass me, sir.
I don't know about that. You got the numbers. I don't have the numbers yet. My numbers are a little weak right now, but I appreciate my numbers because
Plus,
they're here
take
all the time.
the
Yo, don't throw that out there like that. That's bad juju. That's instant bad juju, bro. As soon as you hashtag something, have you not been paying attention to Twitter? You see what EA is getting right now. They got fixed franchise. They got EA NFL drop EA. Like, and you see what's going on, bro. Like, it's bad juju. Stop hashtagging it. But I'm gonna open up real quick. I'm gonna let these guys, if these guys in chat want to ask you any questions, they are free to. If you got any questions for me, you're allowed to. We do. Nah, don't put me out. Nah, don't do that. I'm superstitious. I'm superstitious as fuck when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I mean, you got Odell Beckham tag he's trending because he's getting pooped on. Like, I'm good. All hashtags are bad right now. No, sir. But guys, if you have any questions for DK, go ahead and ask him, and he'll get them answered. And DK, you now have the show, and it's your turn. If you got anything for me, if you don't, it's fine.
I'm probably. I want to ask the same question. What made you from the start want to start streaming?
What made me from the start? ScoMo.
Mm.
I watched ScoMo. I watched him on YouTube, and I mean, I watched him when he was only like 25,000. That's all he had at that time. And I was sitting there. I don't even know how the hell I found him, but like he was just to me, he was just like, he was dumb funny. He had my sense of humor. So like he'd say some dumb shit and I'd just lose it. I'm just like, yo, this dude's like, I was locked in. And like I was even sub, like, when, because they had just opened up, I think, like subs over there where you could actually sub to the channel, like, and make money off it. It's called, they call it join over there. Like, you click the join button if they're partnered and and they can be monetized and all that stuff. You can click the join button, and there's different tiers over there. They have emotes and everything. I didn't even know about it, and that's where I was actually streaming when I found them. And I was just like, all right, whatever. And then I was like, look, I can do this. Add your snap, please. Nah, bro. We ain't about that life. I'm probably doing some Odell stuff. Cool. But nah, that's pretty much what got me into it, man. I fell into it, and like I got addicted instantly. Like, instantly. What up, Cap? But I was addicted like bad, bro. Like I was, because like a lot of people don't realize, like I wasn't just strictly Madden at the time I came in. I was Fortnite. I was Fortnite hard, like 17 hours a day Fortnite. Like, it was bad. But I've held, bro, but I had such, like, Fortnite was good at that time though. Like, Fortnite was a game. That's when Ninja was blowing up and all that, and the game was really good. And it's kind of like took a shit lately. But like I can still remember one of my biggest streams with that. I had 1,500 fucking people watching me. Like, I'm telling you, like I was lucky, man. I was lucky when I first came in. Like, I had 1,000 followers maybe the first month I was streaming. Like, I was averaging, it was dumb. Like, it was like 500 new followers a week. It was something stupid every week. And like I said, I fucked it up. Like, I really fucked it up. When my head got to me, like, I fucked it up bad. Like, it was set to happen, and now it's like you got so many new people, and you got so many good personalities coming in, and our community changed. It's not as toxic as it was, and you have more positive people, and you have more people willing to work together. It it's hard now. It's hard. It's hard to come back up. When you fall off, it's hard to get back up and climb the ladder. TK is far from toxic.
Right. Oh man.
But no, I mean, that's pretty much how I got it going, man.
Interesting. I have a little ScoMo, oddly enough, and only him too. Is probably one of my bigger inspirations, oddly too, because I kind of, not gonna lie, was at not at odds, but like kind of had a little bit of personal beef with him because he would kind of go back and forth with the competitive scene. I'm like,
yeah.
Why?
I remember that beef. That's what I was talking about. That was like the first year I was here. That would have been 2017 when all that was going down. Everybody was like banging, and then in like 2018 it kind of started shifting a little bit, and it still like they were back and forth. But that's when I remember that 2017 was bad. Because it was really toxic. Like you couldn't like you go into somebody's chat and you say what's up and you wouldn't say nothing else. Like, oh, they're like, oh, like it was like, and you couldn't. If you talked about like if you were watching him and then you went and watched this guy, you couldn't say his name in the competitive chat. And you couldn't say his name over here.
Wild.
It was, and nobody wanted to work together. You couldn't get the competitive guys and the content guys working together at all. And that's what I try to tell people that are in this community now. It's easier now than what it was than what it was back then. Like you couldn't get those guys. Those guys, if I would have been like, yo, ScoMo, he probably would have been like, yeah, to me, because I was a content guy. And now DK is like, yo, ScoMo, you trying to do this? I have this idea. You trying to do it? He would be like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like it was bad, bro. Like when I say it was toxic in here, it was toxic. It was almost disgusting. It all like I kind of like. I think that's why I played so much Fortnite is because the community was like that. And then I don't know what the fuck happened, but like I said, like towards the end of 18 going into 19, it just like it started flipping, and everybody was like, it was like, oh yo, I'm like, yo, I can get the comp guys in here, and I'm like, what's going on? Like people want to work together now. Like, I mean, you still got their groups, so you know what I mean. You still got the groups inside the community that they won't really work with you. They stick to their groups. I'll put it out there. I'm not too afraid of it. But like CC, ScoMo, Xerxes, they're not coming to me and you. I mean, he may come to you. You're a little bit, like I said, you're a little bit bigger than me. So it's one of those things. It's like I'm like, yo, ScoMo, you want to do bundle battles? You want to do something? That's not gonna happen probably. I mean, it might. I don't know. But I know, like, if like you go to like CC and them guys, they don't know who the fuck I am. They'd be like, "Yeah, bro, who the fuck are you? Like, get out my face." You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. You got There's a lot of trust in those guys that they got to know that you're not just trying to use them to get your gain and build your own clout. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I think that's why ScoMo was like ScoMo. He was so willing for me to come on, for him to come on to the show when I asked him because he came on already.
Oh wow!
And I think he was actually he might have been like my first. I think he's my second or third show. Because I've been, like I said, I've been around him for 3 years. Like I've been watching since he was a little guy on YouTube, and then he made his transfer here. And I'm a mod in this channel and everything. You know what I mean? Wow. So like I put a lot of time, dude. I put a lot of time in. I'm subbed to him. I think I've been subbed to him since he came back full time here.
I want to know if you know this.
I've been there for like 13 or 14 months, something like that.
Oof. Did you know that he had another channel before him even doing YouTube at all? Or maybe he had his own YouTube?
Yeah. I know he had two. He had like 2 Twitch channels. I remember. I know that.
That's when I I had my little personal beef, I could say, with him. But before even that, which is why I was kind of like confused why he was coming at, that group of people, because I figured he would be all inclusive. But he was probably my biggest inspiration, or one of the biggest inspirations, because I would only watch him and this one other dude, Boogie Online. That was not him, but that Mutt Tips or whatever. That's what it was.
Yeah. because he came in like I had Boogie come in one night too. Like I wasn't even that big at that time, but I was decent, and like I said, I had decent numbers all the time. Like I actually like I was ready to go, and he came in the one night and he started talking to me, and I'm like, and I knew who he was, so I was kind of instantly like, I'm not, you know, I mean, I'm not known in the community at this time. Like I'm still trying to get to know people, work my way in, and make the relationship.
Right.
And he comes in, starts talking to me. He's like, I ain't never seen you. Who are you? Blah blah blah. I'm talking to him, and then he's vibing with me, and next thing you know, he rated me. I'm like, I'm blown away at this time because I'm watching this boy. You know what I mean. At this time, I'm watching him on YouTube. At this time, he was busy doing his YouTube stuff and putting out all the content he really was at that time. Like I said, at one time he was super busy over there, and I didn't even know like he streamed over here. So, like I said, I was super fresh into it, and I was like, I watched his videos nonstop because of the stuff that he put out for like Mud, and then I think at that time there was still things that he was doing with franchise, and at that time I was a big franchise guy. I still wasn't like full tilt Mud, and so like he rated me. I was like, oh my fucking, like I was like in the lights, bro. I was like a deer in headlights. I was like, no fucking way. Like I'm over here spazzing like a little kid that just got to made his favorite basketball player or something. Like I'm just over here bugging, and then like I posted it, like I took a screenshot of it that he was in the channel talking and everything. And and then he retweeted it. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck is going on? And it was kind of like he came in, he rated me, and then the day that I really got into the community, ScoMo rated me. And when he rated me, bro, like I was still growing, but like I said, I've been in his channel for so long. He knew who I was, and he almost a guy is not, he don't rate everybody. You know what I mean? He's a guy that he's pretty particular where he goes, and he if he sees you putting the work in, he'll share it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that like drew me into him. And he see me working and grinding, and then he see me changing the setup, getting things start changing over here. Like I've got better computer, got the camera, got a better mic, got things changing. And the day he rated me, it all changed for me because I was hitting that peak. I was still coming into that zone, and I was coming up over that hump. You know what I mean? I was coming up over that hump where I was at the 60 viewer mark, and I needed to figure out the next 15. And when we got there, like he came in with that rate, and it said boom, and like people started sticking from his chat, kept staying. So every time I was coming on, I was over 75. And I mean, he fed me like 2 or 3 times back to back. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm sitting here, and I mean, yeah, and I mean, it was crazy. I was like, dude, I'm in the spot. I'm making it. I made it. Like I was making it. And then, like I said, I fucked it up. But it was then I was like, I knew I had a spot. Like I knew I was doing something correct because like those guys, they're not wasting their time on anybody. You know what I mean? They're gonna put it where they know that they're gonna get, like, their community is gonna be entertained, and they're gonna get the same kind of entertainment that he's putting out. You know what I mean? I might not be up to his level because I'm still learning. He's been doing it for 9 years, I believe. So you know what I mean? As you get older, your level becomes different because you understand what you need to do to be productive and be successful in it. And like I've changed completely, you know what I mean, from when I first started. Like this year was the first year I really felt like I was a content creator. Like this is the first year, even though I had the numbers, I had the big subs, I had all that already. How do I keep it? How do I gain it back? I have to become a content creator. Like I always say, there's two different types of people. There's a streamer and there's a content creator. Content creator does what you and I do. We are on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We're literally putting content everywhere you could possibly put the content. And it's not little work. We're like, I'm self-taught with editing. I'm still trying to learn this shit. I hate it. I hate it because I don't understand it. And I can't wait for that day where I understand it and I grab a hold of it. I can take the video, cut it, and put, like, when I catch the football, draw the screen in and make that shit go boom. And when I hit somebody, the whole screen rattles or something. Like, I can't wait for that day. And that's where my mentality is this year. And it's kind of weird because you don't see it until you fall. You know what I mean? You don't see what you really have to do until you fucking bang your head off the cement and you lift your head up and you're like, fuck, what am I been doing the whole time? I wasted 2 fucking years. Like, what am I doing? I mean, I don't want to, like, that was probably the worst thing I could have said right there. I wasted 2 years, but I didn't waste 2 years, but I wasn't as productive as I should have been. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Right. Exactly right. And how I felt my first stint on Twitch, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
And then even at times, even now to this day, like I'll have one good month or one great week, and obviously taking into account into all the variables, of course.
Yeah.
And then we'll go right back to having a not so good week.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, all right.
Because I mean, I ran through that recently. Like, I'd had like 2 good weeks back to back, and then I would have like a week where I would struggle to hit my weekly goal, because I put a weekly goal up because that's the weekly goal I need to achieve to keep my bills paid and be okay. So I have a weekly goal. If I make those 30 subs in a week, I'm cool. I don't need any more than that. If I get more than that, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, these are the things I wish I would have learned or had somebody explain to me when I first started. Because, like, I could have been so much farther ahead than where I'm at now. I mean, if that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go ahead and get the Busty's question.
Alrighty. So I kind of want to hear your answer.
What's the let's see.
What's your
favorite moment of streaming so far?
Ooh. Time to think.
Nah, I already got that. I got this with a passion, because this shit made me cry, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me cry. There was a guy. There's 2 guys that did some serious work in my community. It was Miso. He's been in the chat a couple times. Miso Hornquist, and Irish TV. Both those names, I'll never forget them, because they hold the highest sub counts in here, gifted subs. And Irish took my PC from when I first bought it, which is a $1,500 PC, which my PC, I would probably say my PC probably pushes $3,000 now because of him.
Oh man.
He donated over 400 some subs to the channel in one day. Not just over time, in one day. And then donated a fucking chunk of money. I forget them. I think it was like $300-400 worth of money, something crazy. And then that wasn't even the gist of it. The guy went and then goes and purchases the new RAM for the computer, the new what else did he put into it? He put the new GPU into it, an RTX 2070.
Jeez.
And like I said, he put a lot of money into it. He bought my monitor. The one monitor to my left was a $300 some monitor. Like, he flipped the script for me. You know what I mean? So I was like, he put everything in my hands to be able to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Without him, I don't know if my content, if my stream looks as good as it does, if I had the right, if my computer handles what I can do. You know what I mean? I could sit here, run this, edit a video while I'm doing this, and I can upload to YouTube at the same time. That's how powerful this thing is. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could do that with the computer I had. Like, it wasn't a bad computer, but like, this thing is a tank. You know what I mean? Like, and you know yourself, you can't do all that if your shit's not right. And the time that goes into rendering a video, depending on how long it goes and what quality you're putting it into. You know what I mean? Like, if you're putting it in a 4K, that thing takes a little bit. And that's the thing, is like, I'm blessed for that. And then during December, Miso dropped 1,256 in December. 1,256 subs in this channel.
Oh,
I got that month was so big those 2 months were so big, man. I think because everybody was involved. Like he got something started in this channel that it was just unreal. Like between January and December, I made $6,000. You know what I mean? Like those are those vents right there. Like it's not even without question. Like
I have to see.
I mean, I've done great things with like the suicide stuff, and that stuff's just off the wall too. Like there's definitely top 3, but you know what I mean? Like how does that not hit somewhere? You know what I mean? And then like they come out, like I get to meet the guy because I found out Irish only lives 2.5 hours from here.
Oh wow!
So I get to meet him. He comes down. We got to go. We went to a baseball game, out to get some wings and all that. Like, you know what I mean? He helped me put this stuff in the computer because he bought the case for it. He bought the cooler. Like I bought everything is in it besides the processor and the motherboard. I bought those 2 things. Well, I lie. My stream bought those 2 things. I give my stream all the credit. You know what I mean? Like without them, I don't have the camera that I'm using. Without them, I don't have the mic I'm using. Without that, I don't have the Go XLR. You know what I mean? Like my stream, like I might not have the biggest numbers, but I got the most generous motherfuckers in Twitch.
That's for sure.
And that's not even a joke, because I like my wife even sometimes makes it funny because she gets jealous sometimes. She's like, you get all this cool shit. I'm like, bro, I said, get a push-up bra, get on stream, angle the camera, like I'll set the camera up for you and everything. Like I guarantee, pow, you'll have whatever you want.
You're not lying. Oh my goodness, these kids, Lord.
With some booby cleavage out there, bro. Woo! Ching, 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 ching. She'd be partner before me.
Probably.
So what's your biggest moment, man?
I don't know if I could trump that. I don't know.
No, gotta trump it. It's your moment.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I would say
what's big for me ain't gonna be the same as big for you.
That's true. And I guess you know what? That's why it is what it is. So the second thing that's a very close second and probably be most people's first is when EA, after they were doing like the card thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they reveal the cards at night.
Yeah.
And I did something. I missed one of those streams. I was like,
I remember that. You didn't get up for that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So when Gabby, said that, I was like, there is no way, right?
Yeah, like you blew that. Like, that's what I thought too. I was like, damn, because I was sitting here and I was wishing I had your fucking number because I was gonna call you and everything. I was like, bro, I DM'd you on Twitter. I DM'd you even on Discord. I was trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, bro, this dude's fucking up. I was like, yo, he got his shot sitting right in front of him.
Exhausted, and I was pissed. When it happened, man. But
I remember because you came snapping, you came back, you're like, no. I was sitting here, I'm like, man, DK just missed his time slot. I was like, there ain't no way they come back and give him another shot at that.
I was gonna need that number. Mm-hmm. I swear I was. But that was a close second to when Trent, iMaverick's, little brother, a couple years ago, almost like right around sort of the same time I was getting started, he came in the chat and blessed with 200 subs. I was like, what? He never once typed in the chat ever.
Just dropped 200.
I was like,
those are the ones that are amazing. Like you just be sitting there and that shit just happens. You're like,
I was like,
what happened? Because I was like that too when he donated to me, because I had been donated like $10 before. And you forget what some alerts sound like sometimes, because like not people don't always just donate, you know what I mean? And I was like, that's just a bing. I was like, what the fuck was that? I had no clue what the sound was. And then I mean, you know how like Streamlabs has this feed right there. That was the only reason why I knew what it was, because I didn't even know what the sound was when the donation came through.
Subs. It was 200 straight subs.
That's what I'm saying. but you don't know what to do. Like it's an automatic shock. Like you're just like you like the game don't matter no more. You can lose the game. You put the controller down.
That's what happened. That's exactly. I ended up losing that game. I didn't know what because it was him. I'm like I've had run-ins and like small interactions with Mav. Like maybe I donate him a card. He like, oh, all right, cool. Like but I don't know that they are so in tune. When he came in, I was like, and I didn't have a lot of people at the time at all, at all. So for him to like know that, oh crap, that's the same DK and that meant a lot, and still to this day, and that's why that moment means so much to me because that made that connection, that day with Trent and them kind of knowing my name a little bit more, and now their community knows me, and with the tournaments that they do and everything, that day was just wild.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the first time you hit that number too, and something you never thought you'd see.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that's how I know that exact feeling because when he dropped, like I thought when I got the 400, I was like, damn, I'm never going over this shit. I'll never even see this again. And then Miso went fucking bonkers and lost his fucking brains and hit 1256. I'm like, bro, I'm never gonna see 1,000 subs. And this motherfucker hit, bro, like that feeling, like I was done, bro. I cried like a little bitch right here on the stream. Like snot bubbles were popping, everything was coming out, bro. I was like, I don't deserve this. Like there's people out here that need that more than I do. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the type of person I am. I'm always like thinking about the person, the next person. You know what I mean? There's always somebody that can, like, yeah, like. Do I live like kind of like paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that? Yeah, because I own a house and there's bills and I got 3 kids and 2 of them go to school, and then the one won't stop fucking growing, and I gotta buy clothes every 2 months for her because she just keeps like she's as big as me, bro. My 10 years old is almost as big as I am. I'm 5'10". Bro, I just bought her a size. I think it was a size 8.5 shoe.
Oh man.
I said, hold up. We gotta slow this down. I said, you starting to get into the high prices of the Nikes and Jordans. Yeah. I was like, this started to cost too much.
It's crazy.
And like those experiences, they go with you. They never leave you. And this is like, you never think you by streaming. You know what I mean? You never think by streaming that you'll ever see something crazy shit like that. And like, I still like I think about it today and it still gets me emotional. Like I can think about it, it's like those people, like there's guys that throw lots of subs. Like Finn, like I could name the guys up the top that really go hard in here. Like you got Finn, you got Battle Chaser, you got Irish, you got those guys. They got so many, you know what I mean? Like you got, and it's like, those guys truthfully believe in you. They want to put that type of money into you. Like they're giving you the avenue to produce. They can't produce for you, but they're giving you the avenue. You know what I mean? So it's like those guys stick with you instantly. Like you said, that connection is locked now for you.
And I was like, so because I spoke about him earlier, like him being one of my biggest inspirations, Mav. Like how you felt with Skomos, like, oh, like what? Like how?
Yeah, right. Like it's just like
me being a little guy. Like how do you know or even want to do anything with me at all, or have anything to do with
100%.
It's just crazy. So I mean,
he said, can we talk about worst moments? Oh, I got that one instantly. I got that. I like okay. I'll take. You want to take this one first, or you?
I'll take it. But let me answer Busty's question first. When like what happened?
Yeah, I missed that one.
What happened that day? Gabby was honestly, if I can be completely honest, she was super nice about it and understood. I was dead tired. I woke up still tired and pissed off. So
bad combination.
Yeah. And she was just really good about it, and then obviously that she blessed up a couple days later, was like, hey, are you going to be around during this time? And she was, that I can say, You know, obviously, I don't know who controls what over there in terms of the
Bro,
Madden.
I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for that shot. Like, you have no idea how bad I want that shot.
And again, I even told you this. I even asked her, like, what do I got to do? And I don't know. She didn't. She swerved the question, but she was super nice to me. So that's what ended up happening. But in terms of bad, though, that is also up there. That's up there in terms of bad moments, for sure.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's a lot of viewers, bro. Like, to miss that. I mean, that could, with a company like that, that's a curtain call. You know what I mean?
right. But man, nothing probably trumps you getting yelled at by your parents and having to
Oh
break that
no!
with them while the stream is still on.
Oh
That
no!
might be the worst / embarrassing thing ever. That might have been the worst. And that was fairly recently too. That was fairly recently. We had close to maybe 100 people, at least 80. I remember for a fact. So I was like, bro, how am I supposed to turn around and get on with me balling out right now and tell these people what just happened because they heard everything?
Yeah, right. There ain't no hiding it.
I'm like, bro, what? And people understood.
Yeah.
I explained my side, and I understood my mom's side too, so gave them both sides. But that was traumatizing because it wasn't like it was 10 or 20, or I was just getting the stream started.
Yeah,
It was right in the middle of everything with everybody in there. So, jeez.
I think my worst.
Oh boy.
One of my worst is we did a charity event. And I was kind of young. I was kind of like, I was little. I think I was only like 350 followers, maybe it might have been. It'd be like between 350 to 1,000 followers, somewhere in that range. But it was fairly when I just started. We did a charity event for AFSP because I've been doing that for like 3 years now. Like, that's a big part of me for suicide. And I was like, I wanted to hit 1,000 so bad, bro. Like, I wanted it. Like, that was my goal, is where I had it set. I'm like, I'll make the deal. I said, if somebody drop, because we were at $700. We were closing in on like the end of the stream. And I was like, I will wax my chest on stream if somebody drops a $300 dono.
Oh man.
So somebody had the balls and they dropped the $300 dono. I mean, y'all, I'm put it in perspective. I know all y'all probably seen the 40-year-old version. And when he gets his shit waxed in the parlor, and that sound he makes, that shit's not fake. That's real. That shit hurts. And I didn't have the right stuff for it, because I had the stuff for like I had like the Nair stuff that you just, like the little strips that you put on your legs, that girls put on their legs and pull it off. Boy, yo, so it was so painful that it gave you like that painful adrenaline.
Yo.
Like, I was shaking and sweating, and like it started bringing blood up. Like my daughter started screaming because she thought I was like being like severely like hurt or something. And she was young, so she didn't understand. Like, she was little. Like, she might have been like 3 years old. And she's like, Daddy! And I was like, oh, I gotta stop. Like, instantly, I was like, I'm done. I was like, I can't have her going through there. And that right there probably was one of the worst. And my close second would probably had to be, I was in the middle of a game, and I had to take shit so bad, bro. And like, I was sitting here and I was beating, I was winning the game. I had like a minute left, and I was holding this guy, locking him up. And you know when that pressure pushes and you can't hold no more, and you just gotta get going while the getting's good. I was like, bro, I can't. And I was like, I just dropped the controller. I didn't even care if I lost. And I got to the top of the steps, and I said, my wife was there. I said, get the fuck out the bathroom. like that. I'm gritting my teeth because I was to the point where I couldn't squeeze no more. Like it was that bad, and I just got to the toilet, and I hovered, dropped it. I came back downstairs and the chat was fucking dying. They were like, "Bro, you almost shit yourself on the stream." I said, "No." I was like, "I'm not gonna lie, I was super close." I was like, "I literally just got my pants down and then it happened." I was like, that was probably the most embarrassing because they would not let it go, bro. They were like, "Oh, we need a shit me emo." I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, boys. That was probably one of the worst because I was like, dude, I'm telling you, I was sitting here, I was sweating. Like it was bad. Like I had the sweats rolling down the veins and everything, bro. And it's just like I'm holding the controller, I'm fucking squeezing it. I'm like trying to breathe all deep and trying to take the pain out. I was done. I was like, and they didn't let it go for the longest time. I was like, man. And then I had actually had that happen on Finn's stream. I didn't have to take a shit, but I drink one of these. I drink one or two of these, 1.5 of these a day.
Yeah.
So like I got to his, like I'm sitting here and he's talking, and I'm like, man, come on, just stop talking so I can just like, hold on 1 minute. He wouldn't talk, and I was sitting here, look, I'm pushing myself like this, pushing myself up because I'm trying to take pressure off my bladder. And I'm like, Finn, you know what? Fuck this. I interrupted him. I'm like, yo, you got the stream. Take care of the chat. I'll be back. I mean, definitely, the waxing had to probably be the worst. That probably had to be one of my worst moments on stream. I mean, it was a good moment, but it was a worst moment because this shit hurt. It hurt. It hurt. Like it was. I'm a strong dude and I endure some pain. You know what I mean? I played football for a long time. Like you play rugby, so you know how to take pain. But there was nothing like that. That was another type of pain. Like when you get the adrenaline shakes and you just start sweating real bad, that's when you know your body is literally in like a shock from the pain.
Yup.
And that's something I'll never do again.
I don't care what cause.
I learned my lesson. I learned from it. It was bad, but that's probably one of the worst. I mean, yeah, that's definitely like that's the one that sticks in my mind. I can't even think of anything worse than that because it hadn't been bad. You know what I mean? Like I never broke my own shit or anything like that. I mean, I broke my own controller off the floor behind me, but that's
nothing wild.
Yeah, like I didn't go degrizzle to smack my camera and shit.
Oh nah.
I was like, bro, you smacking your camera like we're in a pandemic and you over here smacking the camera that costs right now $400 for a $99. Like, you need to stop. Like, you need to go hit a wall or something. That shit's still easily on a sale price. Smack the camera, you might not find one.
Right.
But guys, if you guys got any more questions for him, let him fly here. We'll give you guys a couple minutes here. But other than that, we're gonna let him get out of here and go catch the last little bit of football. Probably second half of football now.
Shoot, I don't know if we catching football. We gotta catch a stream.
Well, then turn the TV on behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. What else did he say? The class that sees people giving people benefits of the doubt and realizing shit happens. Yeah. I mean, that's it. And honestly, you don't see a lot of it in America. It's a different ball game over here, bro. Like a lot of Americans are greedy as fuck. Like like the generation that was raised right, and like you could tell the difference between a person that's raised right and not raised right. Like it sucks. Like America is like there's a lot of good people in it, but there's a lot of shitty people in it too. But I guess that's anywhere. But you guys ain't got no more questions. I'm gonna let DK get out of here. Who do we got next? I think we have, which will be Monday night. Is everything open on my phone right now? Jesus, your phone ever do that? It just starts opening stuff randomly. Get a 12-hour stream, DK. Oh shit.
Not right now. Heck no, not today. This weekend though, I got you.
He said, nah. Karma, you gotta get him. You gotta get him to legend status. 12 ain't even shit, bro. Where I trump DK, he may trump me in the numbers, but he ain't never touched me in the hours streamed in
See,
a day.
you got that. You know what?
40 hours, baby. Let's get it.
That is something that I give credit to. When somebody can outstream me, yeah, you got it.
I'll put it there. Like you were definitely one of those people that stream your ass off. Like you're there for that ride, bro. Karma, you don't know me then. I just did 40 hours straight, bro.
Yeah, nope.
40 hours straight, and I think I played Madden the whole time.
Oh, you're crazy.
Like, bring it. You want that challenge? We can challenge it out. Let's see who's a survivalist. I got this shit programmed, bro. I know how to do it. I know how to set my body up for it and everything. It's like I laugh at like these people to be dying on like the 24-hour ones, you know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, like you're over here eating sugar, you're over here eating fried foods, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, bro, you're killing yourself. Like you're killing yourself in that kind of stream. Like me, I'm drinking water, I'm eating fruits, I'm eating everything as healthy as possible, keeping all sugars out my body. And your body will respond to it. What up, D Live? What you guys say? What you looking for when watching streams, competitive or entertainment?
I don't know that a me if that's a me question. Personally, it kind of just depends on what I want in the moment. You know, if I know that I need to put in a little bit of time to learn something, I'll just pop open the directory, see who I'm following. There's probably 5-10 different comp guys that are on. I'll just click one. If I know their scheme, I know what I want. Like if I need a trips tight end dot, or I need to see defense versus trips tight end, I'll maybe go to fancy stream, see what that person's doing against him, or see what he's doing and what works. If I just want to chill and hang out, which is most of the time, I'm probably just hanging out in somebody else's stream that isn't much of a competitive guy, because you kind of tend to see the differences in how they interact.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but because that they're locked in, so like they're trying to do what's been working for them and why they're so successful as a streamer.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I hit that spot where do we see these guys stay streaming? Because I mean, that was my big thing in like getting these guys on here, is because they don't get that interaction with their chats very much. So that's why I was like, let's get these guys on here. Let's get these comp guys on here so people can get to know who they are and get to interact a little bit with them. Because I know I go in chats and like I'll be sitting there and they got, like you said, the guys are locked in, and I think they kind of forget that they're streaming sometimes, and it's about the game, because nobody wants to. They don't know, those guys are bred not to lose, man, and they don't want to lose. And I kind of get bored. Like I have a hard time watching them. Like I love Noah. Like Noah is a fantastic kid, and I vibe off of Noah. I vibe off of D Croft because I like his competitiveness, like how he get, like he makes a play and he's fucking like that shit. I love it. Like, but it gets it hard when like you ask him a question or something, you say something and there's no interaction back, and I'm just like, man, I could put my time somewhere else. Like it sucks because I like those guys, you know what I mean? And those guys, they've shown me love. Noah's rated me, D Cross rated me, like Fancy's rated me, like they've all showed me love. They've all been on the show, so they know who I am. And it gets to me sometimes. Like I can't go show them love that I want to show them, because I want to talk to you, bro. Like I don't want to sit there and just watch the game of Madden.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that when you get. That's what we're gonna do when the live events come on. So like, I want to talk to you and get to see like how's your day going, how's the game going, how you feeling about this, and like how you feeling about that. And I think that's where those guys forget. And like, I like going to W's chat too, because W shit's wild. But but I don't stay there long either, because his chat is wild, bro. That's a whole nother level, bro. Like, you talk about a lit channel, bro. I don't give a fuck anybody says that motherfucking channel is probably one of the littest on on this platform.
You
Like
know?
that shit is wild. Did you get to see the video? Please,
The
please tell me you seen the W video.
talk about when he was just going like when he was drunk, right? You
Yeah,
talking about that
and he
one?
fell.
Yup. I don't know who sent me the clip. I don't remember. Maybe it was somebody definitely sent it to me that day. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that he got that hammered on stream.
Bro, but my question is, have you ever been that drunk to let out the noise that he did?
No.
Bro, like I was dying. I was like, I even looked at my wife. I said, I don't know that I've ever been that drunk to let out that kind of noise. I was like, what the fuck was that noise? And then they remade it.
Bro, the remake was priceless.
And when he fell, he said, this my shit. This my shit. I was like, somebody's going to hell. But yeah, I mean, like that, like I was dead on it, bro. I was like, how? I was like, he screamed like that. I was like, bro, he really just went white. I was like, he sounded like one of them like preppy ass white girls that just started. I'm so drunk. I was like, man. I was like, I bet you his fucking head hurt the next day. But that motherfucker was back at it running this damn tournament the next day. I was like,
demon.
I was like, you got it, bro. I was like, props, bro. Like I own a needed shirt. I was like, props, bro. Like I fuck with W. I just can't fuck with the chat, bro. Like that shit be cracking so fast sometimes, and then it's just like it's wild.
I will say though, that's probably why I like Joel's stream the best, and why I've almost, I guess, become a brother to him essentially. Like he is so good. Him supposed to be a competitive guy, reads every single message, and I was pissed when I think he kind of got a little bit of the streamer woes because he stopped streaming for a while, and maybe
I remember that he stopped for a while and then he came back.
Yeah, maybe in part I know some in part to the game and the state it was, and he didn't really like it. But even what he went through too, it was everything, a culmination, everything. So I took a liking to him even when he wasn't streaming.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that we grab our guys. Like we vibe with certain people. Like me and you vibe together pretty well, and we have since we met. And there's other guys you just don't get that same camaraderie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, or they'll put the time into you. You know what I mean. And it's nice to see those guys that are at that level come back and put the time into you as you put into them. Like we were talking, like with ScoMo rating me and stuff like that. Like, it's nice to see those guys that are big like that. They understand it, and there's few and far between that are like that though.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about it. And I mean, I wish everybody would get it and understand it. Like Problem and all them guys. Like, I mean, I know W raids sometimes. I mean, but I would like to see those bigger guys and like kind of come down to the guys like littler. You know what I mean? Like not saying just go randomly. Like and just throw your shit anywhere, because we've seen what happened when when some people put their chats in the wrong spots. But I think if you go, just go in your directory a little bit and give it back. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of us that go in there and watch them, and like I think that's what would make this directory grow so much. Like if they're going in and putting it back into the directory and not just shutting it down, and that's like lost viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Essentially,
you can keep that inside the game. You keep that inside the directory. You got 1,000, 3,000 people watching it all times. And
that's my biggest thing. Keep it with, like, there will be sometimes, like, and mainly some of the certain 2K guys, because they have outwardly shown love to me.
Yeah. But I mean, you put time into that game too, so that's not what I'm saying. Is these guys are mainly man guys. They're big time comp dudes. You know what I mean? They hold in reality of all of it. They hold the most viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's like that, I feel like you got to put it back in the directory, and it helps. It would help out tremendously. You know what I mean? Like because they get off. Problem gets off. He's holding 2.2K viewers. He gets off, shuts it off. Where are the viewers going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but I mean, you like my question is: do you have a guy that you dislike in the MCS that you just like that's like your nemesis?
Oh, nemesis?
Yeah, like a nemesis. Like they like you every time you face him, you just want to beat the bricks off of him in the game.
I guess I could say Joe Rice. Oddly enough, and this is nothing to him because
Yeah.
I like. Oh my god, I love.
No,
I
I'm
love
not saying like
so,
disliking somebody. I'm saying you just
but like
that's the
every
guy
time,
that you need to. Every time you face him, you just want to go ham, and it's
that's
worse
the
than
thing.
anybody.
It's no, it's almost like every time I get matched up, it grows, but I beat him every like of all the guys, all the MCS guys I played throughout the years, throughout all the Maddens. He's the one person for whatever reason when I load into the game and I match up with him, I get it done. I don't know why. He has not ever beat me in no tournament and no whether it was a tag that I didn't know and then found out. I was like, what? That happened one time too. I was like, there was no way that was Joe Royce too. Sure enough, it was. I was like, bro, and I don't mean to go at anybody because I suck and they beat me more than anybody. Like all those guys beat me probably more than I beat them. But him, I don't know. My stick game just turns into like I was Jordan or something or Dubby or something. One of those guys.
Who's the guy that you face and he gets you almost all the time? Like you have a hard time beating.
Zan.
Man.
Hate to say it, but Zan. Hate to say it, but that man Zan is just a nerd. He is a nerd, but I respect it though. He plays the game the right way every single time I play him. I've maybe played him 15 total times throughout all the years between real competitive gameplay, CFMs, literally every single mode, and I cannot beat him. Now, I can't beat him.
What does it like when you face him? Are you already psyched out? Like you get psyched out from it right away, or
at this point, yeah. At this point, yeah. Because it's like I'm throwing the kitchen sink at this man, and he still beats me. So in a way, a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, and where I am now as a competitor, I think I could beat anybody. To be honest, whether it's Dubby,
that's what I like. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah,
confidence is key, son.
Young
grasshopper. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here and have some fun. I know you got a stream you want to rock out. We've been at it for like 2 hours. I think that's good enough. Guys, look out for this to be up on Spotify tomorrow. Yes, I said it. You heard it right. Spotify, and YouTube. We know it already goes to YouTube, but it's on Spotify now. You don't even got to watch it back. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it in your car while you drive. You can listen to it in the bathroom while you take a shit. You can take a shower and listen to it. You could do the dirty D with your girlfriend and listen to it. You can listen to it anywhere you want to now.
Oh man.
But nah, man, I appreciate you guys being on there. Actually, guys, if you guys aren't following the Spotify link, let's get this in here. That's the link to the show, guys. Fiddlers is already up there. I have 38. Well, there will be 38 episodes going up on Spotify. I got to put up the other 36.
Jeez. That is fire.
Why did DK look like Jimmy Butler? You know it's his cousin?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler's his cousin, bro.
all that. Come on now.
You ain't see him. Jimmy had him at the game when he was with the Bulls, bro. Come on, Carmen. You ain't know that?
Sleep.
Now, guys, that's the link for it. That's the link for Spotify. All DK stuff will be in the description on both of those podcasts, on the podcast on Spotify, and it will be. He got that TJ Hushmanzada hair, bro.
Trying to get it that long, yo.
But bro, at least you got gray hair, bro. I didn't even get to hit gray hair. You see this shit? Swing, pow! I look like fucking Uncle Fester out here. Looking like, what's his name? What was the dude's name off of Home Alone? The little short bald guy. What'd they call him?
Oh.
After he burned his hair off. That's what I look like. But nah, like I said, guys, I appreciate you all being here. Appreciate DK being here. Make sure you check it out. It will be up on YouTube. Also, all links will be there to all his social media, all his into his Twitch. I almost forgot where he streamed for a minute. I do that all the time because I got that like thing going on with like what is it? Ninja and Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Ninja's back on Twitch and now Dr. Disrespect's over on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yo, he's making a killing. He's averaging 25,000 more than what he was on Twitch.
YouTube is a powerful
He had
tool.
what he had 55,000 today. And he was only holding like 29, between 25 and 29 here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm like, get it, dog. Get it.
Right?
I don't hate on nobody's come up, bro.
Exactly.
But
Yo.
yeah, guys. So Monday, 7 p.m., we have Rob Gaming, another guy in the Madden community. He's a little bit down. There he is. He's Harry was his name. Yeah, that's right. Harry. Do we need the real Harry? You need the real one? Here, I got you.
I said, Harry, real quick. Don't
lie.
Where we coming from right now? He said, man, you was with that bitch with the fat ass.
But nah, so like I said, we have Rob, which is in the chat. He's up and coming, working his way up, gaining. He will have him Monday, and then I believe we're moving to Friday. I think we're starting to move stuff to Fridays now because a new show coming out. We have 3 new shows coming, guys, to Let's Get Sticky. We have starting this Sunday, guys. We will have Get Sticky Fantasy Breakdown, and my host with that is JG603. He will be my other guy. We are working. We are going to be working guests in on that show. And as we work those guests, we are going to offer ones we feel mesh with us, right, to be fill-ins and solid guys every time. When then Monday, once we get we're not going to start this Monday, but once we get it going, Mondays will turn into another show where we talk about everything between movies, video games, music, like everything going on in the world. We're going to try to break up the gaming strat, I guess you want to say, and get a little real for once. Same thing there. It's going to be me and JG. Might have, like I said, we're gonna have guests coming in, but we're looking for a good crew to put together. We're looking to get about 7 deep in it, so we can rotate people in and out, and then have maybe a solid 3 that can be there every show. And then we're gonna have Wednesdays, and they'll all be starting at 7, so they're all gonna be around 7 o'clock at night. And then Wednesday nights we will have Get Sticky Fantasy Breakdown Recap, where we will break down all the weekend games. We will break down Monday night game, and then we'll talk about a little bit of fantasy going into Thursday. Kind of give a little brush through, so somebody might have somebody that plays Thursday, they can make a pick. So, and then we're probably gonna talk maybe, I think we're something about Madden. I forget, there was something that JG had. What was it, JG, about Madden? You don't have to apply, bro. You don't have to apply. Just want to be part of it. We'll figure it out. I mean, we might even bring DK into this if he wants to get froggy.
I mean,
Yeah, the team of the week predictions. That's what we're bringing in. That's going to be a segment of it where we have team of the week. We're gonna have team of the week. We're gonna predict who's maybe the team of the week on Wednesdays. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun coming in, guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Be sure Sundays will actually, I said that wrong earlier, but Sundays will start at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're gonna get it out. We're gonna get it out early enough that you guys can make your adjustments to your lines, and possibly we might feed it up to YouTube. We haven't decided if that's what we want to do, is like get it out early enough that people can go back and grab it and watch it. But it might be a waste of time because people aren't going to watch it after 1 o'clock. So we're not too sure. But like I said, DK, appreciate you, my guy. Guys, I'm going to stay on. We're staying on. I'm playing Madden, but for the Get Sticky guys, we're done with it. So peace.